Hi everyone, welcome to the Color Combo collaboration. This is a collaboration that Stamp Girl, who is Paige, and I started, or she might have been in one last year that was similar, and this is kind of taking over that, but I was not. And the idea is every month we have we've come up with a chart of 3 different colors for each month to use in making cards, and the colors are all Stampin' Up ink and paper and whatnot colors. They're Stampin' Up colors because I don't know if you're familiar with Stampin' Up, but they have 4 main color families, and then they have what's called in colors that are good for 2 years. So there's always 2 different in colors current, and then one retires each year and a new family of them come in. So anyway, there's basically 5 different color families, if you will. So this month our colors were Roccoco Rose, Petal Pink, and Smoky Slate. Now some people in the collab are not Stampin' Up demonstrators and or are but don't have all the colors, and may be using colors that if they don't have these exact colors, then they have to choose something similar from their stash. So, and I'm always interested in seeing those too, because I think in terms of Stampin' Up colors now, since I've been a demonstrator since July 2018. So yeah, so let me show you. I made 3 cards this month. I think last month I only made 1. I can't remember. Anyway, I was having fun with this, and I only had one idea to start, and then I'm going to show you my first card last because I like it the best. So this is my first card. It has a Petal Pink card base. It has Roccoco Rose as the first mat, which would be 5 1/4 by 4. Sorry, I have glue on my fingers. Then this is actually a piece of designer series paper out of the Peony Garden, which is in the annual catalog. It's right here. It's this paper here, and it has these peonies on the back, but that is in gray granite, so I couldn't use that. But I did end up using this piece a couple times, I think, and I also used this on a card, both out of this Peony Garden designer series paper. Then this is the Roccoco Rose, they call it, but that's just along the edges, sort of Roccoco Rose with a gold. And then I brought in Smoky Slate on here by stamping these little designs, and they're out of Ornate Style right here. I stamped them in Smoky Slate, and also I stamped the flower from Flowering Blooms in Smoky Slate. I left the leaves Smoky Slate and I colored it in with light and dark Roccoco Rose. And then I had 2 little butterflies, the in color butterflies left in Roccoco Rose. I stuck one on there and one here, and that's all I did. And then on the inside I just basically put another piece of Roccoco Rose, a piece of white, which is Whisper White because I'm still trying to use that up, and I stamped off another one of the flowers and just put that on the inside so it can be written over. So that's card number 1. Did I tell you the embossing folder is Dainty Diamonds? Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. I will try to put all the links for all these products in the description box. If they won't all fit, or I get, over, there's a space requirement or space restriction. If they don't all fit, then I'll put them on my blog and put a link to that. So this next card, I used a different paper. I used, what is this called? Love You Always Specialty Designer Series paper. This one here. And I used also I think it goes with that. Yeah, Love You Always foil sheets also in Roccoco Rose. These were 3 colors: Roccoco Rose, Blushing Bride, and Sahara Sand. So I used the Roccoco Rose, and this is what I came up with. This time I had this vertical A2 card base already made. I brought in Smoky Slate as a matte, put on the specialty designer paper, and I put another piece of Smoky Slate, and this time I ran that through the Tasteful Textiles 3D embossing folder. And then this ribbon is in Petal Pink, and it's the organdy striped ribbon out of the annual catalog, and there's the number. Wow, blurry. 149441. There we go. It's on page 174 of the annual catalog that's current. And I also use then the well-written framelit dies, and I use them. I cut the words happy and birthday out 3 times, twice with Petal Pink. I don't know if you can see it. They're layered there. Sort of wants to not do that, does it? Maybe this way. And also the butterfly is from there, and I cut that out just twice. Once out of Petal Pink and once out of the foil Roccoco Rose. These are out of that foil paper. This is the designer series specialty paper, and these little flowers are out of there as well. And then these pearls are from the Peony pastel pearls. They are currently not orderable, but they're supposed to be Roccoco Rose also. So I put 1 for the eye for birthday and 2 on top of the little flowers. I die cut out of Petal Pink from the well-written framelit dies. And then on the inside of that one, I just put Smoky Slate, Whisper White, and a piece of the background paper. Didn't put any other further sentiment inside, so I don't know. My lighting is so blurry, but I think that came out pretty with just a pop of the Petal Pink on it. It doesn't want to focus for me, sorry. Alright, so I have one more card to show you, and it's my favorite of them. It's this. So this one was the first one I made, actually. Is also on Roccoco Rose, but it's a standard A2, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Smoky Slate again is a matte, and it's not embossed. And then this is a piece of paper out of the Peony Garden, regular paper. This is out of the, well, the die is out of the Ornate Style bundle, and it's this die here. And I die cut a piece of the other piece of that paper. I don't know if you can tell, it has a little pattern to it. So I die cut it out of the other designer series paper, and I used the Ornate Thanks to stamp right on that paper in Smoky Slate. And on the inside I did use another sentiment that says, "You made my day." I stamped that in Roccoco Rose. This is Whisper White on Smoky Slate. You could order basic white and use it, but I'm using up my Whisper White. And just another piece of this paper here. And then this is out of the prized Peony bundle. It's this Peony right here. I stamped that in Roccoco Rose, but I colored it in mostly Petal Pink and a little bit of light and dark Roccoco Rose right in the middle. And then the ribbons, the other 2 ribbons that I had pulled out with Roccoco Rose and Petal Pink seemed too thick. So this time I used the old, well, it's not old, crinkled seam binding ribbon, and I laid it on paper toweling, and I took my dark Roccoco Rose Stampin' Blend and colored it, and then pulled it through again to make sure it was all dry and wouldn't bleed, and I just popped that on. This is up on dimensionals. This is partially glued, partially on dimensional, so it's even with that. This is just on with a glue dot, and then there's 3 more of those pastel pearls. And then I already showed you the inside. Oops, sorry. So that's my favorite. So those are my 3 cards I made using Roccoco Rose, Smoky Slate, and Petal Pink. I'm trying to figure out how to get them all in screen here. There we go. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. Please be sure to check everyone else out that's in the collaboration. They'll be linked down below. And like I said, I'm going to try and have these materials linked. So if you are interested in any of them, you can shop for them on my web portal, through my web portal, by just clicking the link for any of the item codes that you would like. And I will be numbering them as card 1. Card 2 is the happy birthday, and card 3. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, go check everyone else out. I'll talk to you the next time. We post on the last day of every month, and I forget what time. It's either 10 a.m. or noon. Whatever time this went up, that's what time we post. All right, everybody. See you next month. Bye for now.